What's up everybody, thanks for checking out the channel. In today's video I'm going to show you how to shut this baby down. So it's getting cold outside and you're going to want to close this thing up so you don't burst any lines, etc, etc. So if you like the video, smash that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. There's a lot of money, time and effort that goes into making these videos, so if you don't mind doing that, it'd be much appreciated. So without further ado, let's get this thing started. Before you get started, I already did this before I started the video. So what I did is I've got this handy pump here. I don't have a drain on the bottom of the pool. So what I do is you hook up a garden hose to this pump, you plug it in, and you just drain the pump. Mine took the better part of a day to get down below the jets. So do that first. You got to get those jets exposed. So the first thing you're going to want to do when you go to shut down your pool is to drain the water. And you want to get the water below the jets. So there's one jet here, another jet over there. So you want to drain, you want to get the water level below the jets, so that way you can purge these two water lines. So some pools have a drain on the bottom of the pool. This particular one doesn't. If you have a drain, it makes it nice and easy. All you gotta do is flip the switch and put the pump to discharge, and it'll purge all the water from the pool out to wherever that discharge pipe is. The other thing you want to do is to get your skimmer and skimmer basket. You want to pull that out too. So you want to drain this completely. You want to drain these lines, and then let's go to the inside of the shed where all the mechanical stuff is. All right, so here we are in the pump shed. Here we've got the actual pump. This is the filter over here, and on the outside of the shed we've got the heater. And there's our heater, a different style of heater, but it's an electric heater, so we can cover that in a different video. But we're going to want to purge all these lines, purge the unit itself, and make sure there's no water in there, and then we'll antifreeze the rest. So let's get this thing started. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do is disconnect the power to the pump. So this thing is usually just plugged in. If it's plugged in or if it's hardwired to the breaker, you're just going to want to flip the breaker. You don't need that to be operational anymore. You need a 3/4 inch socket on a ratchet. It's pretty standard for these collars on this particular type of filter. You can disconnect this purge line if you've got one. This is a filter. There's two types of filters as far as I know. There's like an actual filter and there's a sand filter. With these filters, with the cloth filters, you're going to want to remove these, clean them or replace them, and store them indoors. If you store them out here, they will deteriorate and the water will destroy them. So another thing to note too is these filters themselves, they say they last about 3 to 4 years if you take good care of them. And good care of them is kind of like washing them every month, maybe 2 months at most. We're not that good at cleaning them, so I bet they'll last 2.5, potentially 3 years. So all right, now we got the pump here. So this one's pretty straightforward. All you gotta do is twist this cover off, and there we go. And you gotta clean this out too. So again, you're gonna have little critters and junk in there. It's more of the fine stuff that made it past the initial filter in the pool. But this is full of water, this is full of water, and we're gonna empty this out. The third thing is the heater. So let's get into that. All right, so here you can see I've got my inlet and outlet to the pool, or to the heater, and what I do is, you can suck these out and assume that they're empty, but I really want to make sure, and I actually disconnect them. So these fittings right here, you can untwist them and take them right off. So I do the same for that one and for this one. That one's on there good. Hang on. So the best thing to take this off if it's jammed like this is one of those strap ratchet things. I don't know what they're called, but it's a black strap. It's a rubber strap, and it kind of goes, imagine a screwdriver, and there's a strap on the end, and you kind of wrap it around this fitting and you can pull it off. It's like a wrench, but you can go 3, 4, 5, 10 inches, whatever. So mine broke, so I'm gonna try with a screwdriver. So again, lefty loosey, righty tighty. Let's just pound this loose. Oh, there we go. Just needs a little persuasion. Just using a flathead screwdriver and a hammer. There we go. And there you go. And you can see the water coming right out. I'm going to go ahead and do all these connections. When this piece is perpendicular to the pipe, it's closed. When it points in the direction of the pipe, I should say of the direction of the fitting, then it's open. So, and you can see right here, as soon as I open it, water comes flowing out. So just be mindful, there are some parts in here, there's some springs and stuff like that that push a little valve in here, so just, you know, make sure you keep an eye on what goes where. And I'll just loosely fit this back together for now. And just since I'm at it, I'll do this one too. There you go, see? This is the inside of a ball valve. So, open, closed. So, I've got this old shop vac that I use to clean everything out for the pool, and I actually just you just turn it into a wet vac. So if you don't know how to do that, you basically just don't have a filter in it, and then you can suck water to a certain point. But anyway, you can suck water with this style of shop vac. So let's do that next. So you just get the wet vac filter on there, and you lock it up, and you're good to go. So I want to make sure this thing is empty of water. There's a bunch of fins in here and they are filled with water. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to vacuum both of these fittings right out and make sure I'm going to suck all the water out of the system. So all you got to do is take your shop vac, pop it in there, and just kind of seal it with your hands as you turn it on. So let's try it out. So we'll keep these lines disconnected for now, just to make sure we don't push any water back into the heater. So let's work on the inside. All right, the next step is going to be to take all this water out of this filter. So I find the best way to do it is with a little small bucket. And I find the yogurt containers, vanilla and specific, works best to get the bottom. So get the bulkhead with this. Alright, so get as much water as you can out of the filter with the containers. It's much quicker, and then you don't have to empty this vacuum every time you fill it. So next I'm going to suck the rest of it up. I'll give you a quick little sneak peek. There's a bit left on the bottom, but this is the base where the 4 filters sit on. So anyway, I'm going to suck this up and let's keep going. Alright, that's dry. Well, it's dry. It's damp, it's wet, but there's no water on the bottom anymore. No sitting water, which is exactly what you want. And then let's do the pump next. Pump's right here. I don't know if there's enough room in the vacuum, but let's find out. You can see the water. The water is coming back in from the pipe or the pump here. I want to make sure that's completely empty. So drain it right out. Alright, that's empty. And now, I think my vacuum's full. So I'm going to dump this. Give me a sec, I'll be right back. Let's do a quick rundown on how these pipes work. So you've got an inlet here that comes in from the skimmer. And the skimmer catches the large debris and any little critters that get in your pool. Any of the, usually the smaller debris, comes through here, through this hole here, into this basket. This is a secondary basket. And it gets sucked through the basket, through this hole, down at the bottom. And from that hole, it goes through the pump, up through this pipe, and it goes through, this is an outlet, so that's going to be for your discharge. So it goes in through this pipe, up through the top, through the 4 filters, and then it gets sucked back through this pipe down here. And from this pipe, it goes out, and it goes back outside to the heater. This comes back through this way, and through this unit, which we can go over in another video, and back out to the jets. So you want to make sure your jets are clear of water too. So what I do for the jets is I actually just put the vacuum right on the jets. So on the inside here, we're pretty well done. So this basket is empty. This is empty. Now the next step is to suck the jets dry. So I've got the vacuum set up here. I ran an extension cord. Obviously be careful with water and electricity. Kind of goes without saying, but so we got 2 things to do still. Well, 3. One is to suck the jets, the other is to suck the skimmer. Let's do the jets first. Alright, let's do that jet right there. Let's do him next. Alright, so the last step is to clear out your skimmer. So make sure you take your basket out, get the bulk of the water out with your little bucket here. Alright, now your last step is to put some antifreeze into your pipes. So you can get this at your pool specialty store. You can get some plumbing antifreeze. It all works. Keep in mind, don't use stuff for your car. It's not, you don't want to swim in that. So anyway, that being said, let's pour this into that pipe down there. There you go. You can see it slowly draining through the pipes. Yeah. And it's just a precautionary to keep the the water from expanding and cracking your pipes. So once that's said and done, all you got to do is close this baby up and you're good to go. I'll put that back in, and close that up, and you're all done. So now that you've got everything closed up and antifreezed, all you got to do is put things back together. So put your filter back together, close up your jet, put your plumbing back together, tighten everything up, with exception of the collar. That way you don't have to untighten it in the spring. But other than that, clean your filters with the garden hose and make sure you store them inside. One thing too I forgot to mention. So now that everything's closed up, you also got to put your cover on the pool. So get yourself a nice tarp, put some rocks around the perimeter, some weights, and you're good to go. So all set. We'll see you guys in the spring. And as usual, thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, really helps things out. And we'll see you guys on the next one.